Yeah, she crazy.
Really? Because you were on her side all last time.
Oh, 100%. I, I have been known to be on the side of crazy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Justin, and we are here with another episode of Gundam seed. Before everything else, though, we have comment response. First up, we have Zero Hera from Its Name Gundam. In slight defense of the daggers, as I much prefer beam sabers, the units were equipped with phase shift armor, which has a time limit to operate. If the sabers run on the same battery, the mobile suit essentially runs out of viable weapons, while its defenses and maneuverability are down. Having a spare set of daggers that don't rely on the mobile suit's battery is a decent backup plan, as a weapon like the Jin's sword is a lot heavier and and can impact the performance of the machine, particularly in atmosphere. Remember, these units were designed to operate both on Earth and in space.
Makes absolute sense. The dagger definitely does serve a purpose.
I mean, I feel like I know the daggers are a whole your issue thing, but I feel like this comment also makes the daggers sound worse too. It explains them and then says the Jin's sword is a lot heavier and can impact. Well, I guess it's they're saying that the sword is also worse than the daggers, but I feel like the implication is also that the sword is better than the daggers.
So it's just a different tool.
Well, I mean, in a combat where you're not using a beam saber, right? That the sword is obviously better than the daggers.
So even in a combat that you're using a beam saber, the daggers could 100% be useful. Because you could parry with the saber, grab the dagger, bam. You know what I mean? Like it's the dagger is more meant for like major precise stuff. Just like if we saw a mobile suit or a Gundam, whatever, because I do know the distinction, even though I'm not going to pay attention to what Gundam stands for. If you had a suit that was purely based off mobility, and it had some form of dag, that would be a viable suit because it would specialize sort of functioning. It's just if you have something bulkier based on armor that says here daggers, that's where I'm like, doesn't make sense.
I guess maybe eventually we might see. Again, we're like right on the edge of the episodes I've seen, so who the hell knows? Obviously, the commenters
Exactly.
probably, but not me.
You know who knows? Kelvin.
I don't know. I don't think Kelvin's watching Gundam.
Yeah.
He
We'll
said,
shout it to
yeah,
Kelvin
yes, the
anyways.
wrong person. amongst
100%.
amongst all the people in our comment
Yep.
section, Kelvin ain't
1
watching
million
these
percent.
shows.
1 million%. Hey, my track record 50-50 at best.
I just think that you've seen a lot of Kelvin's comments because Kelvin watches the shows that we did first, and you
Yep.
guessed wrong this time.
That was 100% me picking one of the names out of thin air and going, bah. I will fully admit.
Alright, next up, Bruce Ingram from Collapsing Land. Gundam Seed does have pretty weak episode titles compared to other Gundam shows. No iconics like Time Be Still, Riders in the Sky, etc. Speaking of Ed, Ed, and Eddie, you said you've seen that show, right?
Yep.
Gundam Seed was dubbed in Canada before the US redub for HD Remaster using some familiar voices. Matt Hill, Ed, as Kira, Sam Vincent, Ed 1D, Sam Vincent,
Yep.
Ed Double D, as Atherin, and Tony Sampson, Eddie, as the recently blown up Miguel. Which I think is more poignant for you, since you would watch Canadian media.
100%. Probably heard those voices. Do I know the names? I've heard one of them. The first one. Do you remember it? No.
Well, I mean, so you didn't really watch Ed, Ed, and Eddie. You just remember it.
Exactly.
I would say, because you would have heard all three of those voices. Just maybe not the
Also,
last one in this show.
those were examples of amazing episode titles. Riders in the Sky, fire. Absolute heat.
I don't know, maybe I'm just, so there was a word in my head. This is a common thing on this channel that I try and think of a word and it escapes me immediately. I think I am just blank to episode titles. Because all I do is I try to infer what's meant to be happening. And I don't think about them in like any poetic sense. Also,
That's the
Riders
thing,
in the
like,
Sky just sounds like Riders on the Storm to me, which is a... That's not Led Zeppelin, is it? That's...
no.
Oh, who is that? It's the... Oh god, I can see him in my head, shirtless in a desert, but I can't. Riders on the Storm.
I know who I want to say, but I know I'm not correct.
Riders on the Storm. I don't know. Plenty of movies were made about him too.
I was correct. It's The Doors.
There we go. Time Be Still. I don't know. I thought Time Be Still was Gundam Seed. So
Time Be Still. Also, incredible name.
it just sounds like a Gundam Seed name for me. So I don't know what I'm thinking.
It's something that when you hear it, so what qualifies as a great episode title for me is the idea of if I am watching something and I were to get an advertisement for the next episode and it showed the title and I read it, I would go, "Oh snap! I might actually watch that."
The reason Time Be Still sounded familiar to me is it's an episode title from the original Gundam, and literally in whatever bias Google gives you when you're searching for shit, literally the very first video suggestion is Stoneface Reactions Mobile Suit Gundam episode 13 and 14. Yeah, I was like, oh, it sounds familiar because I've seen it. I'm probably sure if I went down this rabbit hole, I might have already seen Riders in the Sky too, who knows. My problem is I forget more stuff that I know.
That's the biggest flaw in experience.
Well, that's the benefit of also recording it. If I don't remember what I thought, I can just go back and see what I thought. Listen to myself say it. But the problem is I'm such a contrarian that I'll listen to myself and what a fucking idiot. Alright. Next up, another one from Zero Hera, from Collapsing Land. The zaft uniform hierarchy goes green for regular pilot, red for aces / specially trained pilots, black with purple strips for ship executive officers / second in command, white for captains / task force commanders, purple with black stripes for flag officers / military council members, and the added blue / green jackets for civilian plant council members. That said, the military high command can place an XO or even an ace pilot temporarily in a higher position than the rest or divorce them from the chain of command entirely.
That makes perfect sense.
I know in the first go through of this, I just actually had a an image of just uniforms with nobody in them, and how it went across the board. So that's where I'm trying to base my memory off of. But obviously, I think I may have gotten green and red backwards.
Yeah, it could be easily done.
And last comment we have is from War Sun from Collapsing Land. The Sword Pack's shield has an anti-beam coating. That's why it doesn't take damage when the energy shot hits the shield.
That makes perfect sense, especially in something that is this advanced.
We did have some other derogatory comments, Like, oh, what do you want, Kira to die? You know, that sort of shit, based on that sort of comment there, that they were, like, indicating that the thing couldn't take that many hits or whatever. But you know what? Fuck that. We only got shown the thing taking a hit and then being perfectly fine, no scratch. So, I don't care, and I've said this a number of times, what technical manuals say, because we don't watch a show based on technical manuals.
Oh, one
We
million
watch,
percent.
yeah, we watch a show where the visual narrative is whatever is shown to us. So if a guy takes a shot and is perfectly fine, the implication of the show then is the guy can take a shot and be fine. Now, if the guy can
Indeed.
take like 5 shots and it goes away, should maybe show us him getting hit 5 times and it going away, so we have this future thought in our minds. Oh, he can only take so many hits. You better be careful in these future fights. It also gives us something to do in the fights rather than just watch a cool fight. Have a like a little countdown
Yep.
timer in the back of our heads.
1,000,000%.
That's the difference between a visual narrative and a technical manual.
What the show determines what the narrative is and what to expect from each of the combatants as a baseline.
Yep. I guess one last comment from me. Funny thing, I went back and rewatched our commentary from episode 3, which is just releasing this week on YouTube. And in
Yep.
it, you said Ramius was your favorite character due to how coldly logical she was, and that she pointed a gun at kids.
Yeah.
Well, I have to think that over the last, 5, 10 episodes, Ramius has been the character you'd love to hate on the most. So,
1,000,000%.
episode 3, she was your favorite.
Yep. And it completely shifted.
Well, who is your favorite now?
Oh, that's a hard call. I think I'm gonna have to go with Pop Star Idol.
What happened last time? Give me your recap on what happened last time while I consider how to respond to that.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so this is probably gonna be a discussion between the two of us because I don't know if I've actually recalled correctly. Week in between. Was last time actually spent on Earth or the crash?
It really wasn't a crash, but they did, like, spend some time on Earth. Yeah, now you have me not remembering. I remember we got introduced to 2 new sets of characters. Not, like, introduced to them, but, like, shown. Remember, like, the guy who was making his own coffee?
Yes. So last episode showed how they actually got onto Earth. They showed Kira making it onto the ship, but the ship purposefully went off course to allow that to happen. They landed closer to, I want to say, Egypt than Alaska. And I think they were attacked by Earth forces. But it was because a mysterious ship came out of the sky and lit in their space.
I don't remember them getting attacked. Maybe that was
That might have been the next time on.
could be. Like I said, I don't remember the actual attack happening. I'm also now disappointedly remembering that I forgot to take a couple of screenshots that I wanted to show you from last episode, which probably would have helped your memory. There was, when I did this with Griff before, there was a 3 or 5 image screenshot set that I took of, oh god, what's his name? It's kind of like the whole, Ohm thing. Yazul?
Think so?
The white-haired kid, or platinum blonde, depending on how anime works, who had
Yeah.
injured on the face. The one who shot the shuttle.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. There is, like, literally, if you slow down the shuttle getting shot to, like, 0.25 times speed, you see in brutal detail the beam coming through the inside of the shuttle, Ellie's mom grabbing Ellie and trying to shield her from the blast blowing over her body, and then it just turns into, like, red smear as they get blown to smithereens, and then Ellie's head, disconnected from her body, comes flying towards the camera. Like, 5 frames of it. You had to slow it down to, like, 0.25 speed to see the horror and display.
I love that.
I mean, it's horrible for me because Ellie is just so childlike throughout the series so far that you see her in the background just about every shot, just doing child things like uncomfortably carrying water in that way that you know she doesn't have a full sense of balance just yet.
Yep. Yeah, they
So,
set it up to rip your heart out.
well, I mean, they set it up to rip your heart out, but then they show the brutality of it in less than a second. Like, you have to go back and try to find it. When I did, that's just what I did for Griffin, and I had it in my head all week to do it, and then yesterday, instead of doing that, I decided I'm gonna make a concept board for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I started working on that instead, and it just slipped my mind, and you and me both know that we basically woke up 10 minutes before we started recording today.
Yep.
For whatever reasons. We both got hit by that.
Indeed.
So, yeah, just did not have the time.
1,000,000%. Also, I believe they showed Kira healing quick from being sick from the reentry.
He got a fever due to how hot it was in the mobile suit. I'm not a doctor. It's just weird.
And
also, they were worried that it was
They were
infectious.
also glad that the fever wasn't contagious.
I mean, to be fair, a fever can be caused by a number of things which can be infectious. It's just the
100%.
idea that he got a fever because it was hot. I mean, I don't know. Heat can cause a lot of things. I just didn't. Not a doctor, so I don't know. Also, the fact that the doctor was like, I don't know. He's a coordinator. Can't mess with them.
Yeah, that one threw me for a loop.
Or it would have, the heat would have killed anybody else. Just another, notch in the belt of Kira is a superhuman.
Yep. Definitely, yeah. Superhuman Kira is a thing.
Well, anything else you want to go over before? Oh, no. Right. I said you do the recap so I had time to think. Your pop star idol. You're not concerned with the fact that she had seemingly authority to make Rao stand down and did nothing until the very end of the entire arc of story?
Nope.
It's basically your entire complaint against Ramius, except she had the same ability.
But she...
You remember, there's a fight about to happen, and then from the cockpit of Atherin's Gundam, she contacts Rao and says, "You stand down right now," implying that the entire conflict, Flay's dad getting killed, her being held hostage, etc., she had the ability to tell him to stop, and never did.
Yes. Because she is a civilian going through that situation.
She's a civilian with authority. The same authority that the High Council has, apparently.
Even if she has that authority, you're going to make mistakes. It's not like a captain who's been at the ship in a war for how long? No.
Maybe a little less than a week. Like, a couple of days. I think it might be just like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, after the first day, you're going to become acclimatized to making those rough decisions.
So, the fact that Ramius only has 5 times... Ramius only has 5 times the amount of experience that she has, in that she's been at this 5 more days.
At minimum, it could be more.
Well, I mean, let's be fair about this. That your idol technically may have already gotten one ship killed, and then was responsible for a bunch of other ships getting killed. Ramius has gotten 0 of the ships under her command killed. Her track record, despite being negative in your opinion, is still better.
Yeah, because she only has 1 ship under her command. She is the reason why the fleet went down. She did not make proper calls when she should have.
Technically, the whole argument I have here is the pop idol is the reason all those people died. Because again, she had the authority to tell Rao to stop, and she didn't.
Mm-hmm. Because the trauma hit, shit went down, and she's like, "Oh, I need to do something."
Also, Ramius did not have command of the fleet. There was an admiral telling her what to do. She was following a chain of command like a good captain would.
No, because again, if the admiral is giving the incorrect orders, she's already shown she's willing to make the call where she's going to have to answer to tough decisions. You have top secret military technology, and you need to get it to safety. In that instant, you do what you need to do to get it there.
Right. You understand that the admiral is also answering to a higher command structure. So, literally, it's the chain of command.
1,000,000%.
Right. And again, all these people would be alive, presumably, if the pop idol had just told Rao to stand down.
Hey, you know what?
I'm just saying, you're blaming Ramius for all these people dying, when literally one other person had full authority to stop this from happening. And I know, comment section, I'm being hyperbolic. I don't care. It's funny.
It absolutely is. No, I stand by my guns.
It's fair. I just think it's fun. It's a fun debate to have. Obviously, I don't actually care, except for the Ellie part. Everybody else was just a nameless goon, in my opinion. Ellie and her mom are the only ones I care about. And they are gone now.
Indeed.
I guess, like I said, the Admiral was kind of a good guy, but kind of not. Because he does the whole respecting everybody thing, which a bunch of the characters that come from the outside don't. But then he pulls the same thing as Atherin's dad, which is we have to end this war by eliminating the foes no matter what we need to do. He's very on the militant side of the ending the war versus, say, like, sorry, I said Atherin's dad. I meant...
Yep.
Did I mean Atherin's dad?
Possibly.
No, sorry, I meant Atherin's dad. I was thinking the other guy was... Her name is escaping me constantly. The pop idol girl.
I'm not gonna.
I don't think I have the. I don't think I have the concept board up here. Oh wait, I do. Her name is Lycus Klein. Her dad is the High Council member that wants to get have peace made. So, that admiral took a hardline approach, like Atherin's dad. Not like Lacus's dad. Sorry, his name is Siegel Klein, and the other one is... I just kind of forgot what Atherin's dad's name was. Or what Atherin's last name was, which was really... Patrick Zolla, because his name is Atherin Zolla. Got it.
Yep.
So, yeah, he seems like a good guy, but he pulls the hardline route that the bad guy seems to be taking.
Again, there's a lot of blurred lines in who is actually more justified in taking proper actions within the war.
I mean, is it? There's the whole Bloody Valentine event. Which caused the death of, 200,000 people? Versus the Heliopolis event, which caused the deaths of seems to be nobody, if you think. Well, not nobody. There's the people that got shot physically in the face, but all the civilians got to escape pods.
That is something that I'm going to not comment on because we've already had long discussion on that.
Look, they walked into a room, and we saw a woman clutching her child, who was then clutching a teddy bear, floating dead in space. So, we didn't get that for Heliopolis, and Bloody Valentine happened first. But, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, only 17 episodes in on here, and my brain don't work right, so it's entirely possible that, one, I'm forgetting something, or two, stuff has happened that will be shown that I don't know about. But obviously, I'm on the side of the coordinators, so had myself drawn as Rao. So, and you were sitting above Griffin, drawn as Kira, I'm gonna guess. Sorry, I had a habit of having him drawn as random guy on the good guy side, so I don't know if he's actually Kira or not. Anyway, any final thoughts before we head into this?
No.
Alright, then I guess we should just go ahead and get into it.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
it's just $5 a month. But hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
And now more people calling it by a different name.
Yeah.
彼女は未だすやすやとお休みか。何か。いや、今回はモカマタリを 5% 減らしてみたんだがね。
I like
これ
that.
はいいな。あ、
I'm not a coffee drinker either, so.
Neither am I, but it's just the fact that he was messing with him.
Well, I just mean I have no idea what the different blends are or anything. Sir, do you mean the legged ship?
倒してはいけないのでありますか。その時はその時だが、あれはついにクルーゼ隊が仕留められず、アルバートンの第8艦隊がその身を犠牲にしてまで地上に下ろした艦だぞ。それを忘れるな。一応な。では、諸君の無事と健闘を祈る。総員、登場。
And welcome to the very first version of Zoids that I can remember in Gundam.
Those mobile suits seem like very inefficient designs.
Yeah, that's what Griff said this episode. I mean, more specifically, they're four-legged animal types. I don't think I've ever seen that in Gundam before. I've only ever seen it in Zoids, which is all about animal mecha.
Yeah, I get why we're dealing with what clearly looks like lower level technology, because we are on the surface, not going into space travel. But
Jewel. Sorry, his name disappeared. I was trying to remember his name before. Yazek Jewel, and I think I called him some combination of both names together. I don't get what you said either way. The whole looked like lesser technology. It looked like just all the same technology to me.
no, so like, well, it seems like the mobile suits we've seen so far have all been more like bipedal and designed to actually move efficiently. Variety of weaponry stuff, and able to sort of be more actively adjusted. Versus like a quadrupedal clear design is stuck the way it is.
I don't know. Like, literally, and so I think I gave this example early on, that the Strike Gundam literally has the whole assault package thing that the Liger Zero from Zoids did, which was literally just a give it a new combat package for whatever it needs to do. So saying that they're unadjustable just seems weird when I got the Zoids combat example in my head. I will say, since we're heading into like the last 2 episodes that I think I can remember, for me, we're heading into a couple of uncomfortable episodes.
Got it.
こんな遅くにごめんよ。でも2人でちゃんと話す時間なかなか取れなくて、昼間のことなんだけどさ。ちょっと起きてきてくんないかな。
Yes, awkward.
They were engaged. I think engagement is a verbal agreement, so I think it's the same thing.
Yeah?
コーディネーターが嫌いなんだろ。フレイって一級したじゃん。でもお前とサークル一緒だったし、校内でもよく見かけてさ、キラー可愛いなって言ってたんだ。変な風にならなきゃいいけどな。そうね。
Yeah, no, this situation's clearly gonna get ugly.
So having a necklace that's a coffin that says RIP.
船の配列はブラックホール排気システムを通じて冷却されるからさ。
That's a horrible name for a ventilation system. Black hole ventilation system.
I mean, it sucks everything in and doesn't let anything out.
I get it. Just the first time you hear it, the implication is like, that's a problem.
I read in the opening, he said N jammer, so now it's neutron jammer.
Makes sense.
電波にエネルギー、影響被害も大きいけどな。でも核ミサイルがドバドバ飛び交うよりはいいんじゃないの？ユニス7への核攻撃の後、核で報復されてたら今頃地球ないぜ。
It's funny having watched him across. That's not actually that big of a problem.
宣告の歪みデータは出たか？
はい。すいません。簡易測定ですが。応力歪みは許容範囲内にとどまってます。詳しくは。
少尉、いつまでも無重力気分。
I don't know if you've noticed, but all throughout the series, they've just been floating their stuff next to them.
Yep.
Even the zaft people do it.
戦前のデータで正確な位置はわからないんだが、この辺りには石油や天然ガス鉱床の廃坑があるんだ。うかつに降りると大変なことになる場所だよ。
ここは大丈夫なんですか？
ですよね。
Nobody knows.
And now you're being attacked.
本艦レーザー照射されています。称号測敵照準と確認。第二戦闘配備発令。繰り返す。第二戦闘配備発令。くそ。
フレイ、ごめん。話はまた今度。敵。
But Flay was never there.
Yep.
死なせるもんか。
守ってね。あいつらみんなやっつけて。
Yeah, she crazy.
Really? Because you were on her side all last time.
Oh, 100%. I have been known to be on the side of crazy.
砂丘の影からの攻撃で発射位置特定できません。
第一戦闘配備発令。機関始動。フラガ少佐、大和少尉は搭乗機にてスタンバイ。フラガ少佐は出られるか。
アンチビーム爆弾想定。N ジャーは展開。
いらないよ。
よし、始めよう。
航空隊攻撃開始。
Their anti-air is aircraft. That's strange.
I mean, we already know you can't like wander around on the surface. You might crash through the ground.
Fair enough.
ミサイル接近。機影ロスト。
フレア弾散布。迎撃。
敵はどうだ。ストライク発進する。
キラ、待ってまだ。
早くハッチ開けて。
まだ敵の位置も勢力も分かってないんだ。発進命令も出ていない。
何のんきなこと言ってるんだ。いいから早くハッチ開けろよ。僕が言ってやっ
キラ。艦長。言いようは気に入らないけど、出てもらうほかないわね。艦の方では小回りが利かないわ。ストライク発進させて。
In her defense, I don't like his attitude either.
Yes. No, I agree with that.
Because the real concern I have is the more pompous we let him get, the more self-important he'll feel. And you're never going to be able to do that court-martial scene on him again.
Yep. Note to self, Gundams are not great fighting on sand.
I mean, technically, they're not supposed to be great at fighting on gravity, so sand is just an added hurdle.
出てきました。あれが X105 ストライクですね。
爆を出せ。反応を見たい。
Okay, so now we've got the name of the Earth ships.
Well, I mean, I don't even call them ships.
Yeah, no, ships would definitely be not the correct word.
I mean, there's some variety of mobile suit. I don't know if you... Maybe they're just mobile weapons. There is a definition difference between a mobile weapon and a mobile suit.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, no, I think I stand by my less advanced techie statement.
Why?
Because it seems like it's more specialized for where they are, but it's no... Yeah.
I mean, based on what, though?
Based off the fact that it has treads and it's smaller to be able to interact with the land better.
Treads? That's... Those are feet.
The strike has plot armor. Shoot.
I mean, hell, they seem to be more mobile than the Gundam is.
パイロットに優しくない指揮官だな。
Yeah.
それとも信頼しているのか？
I mean, I guess having 4 legs lets you be able to stand up without falling over.
パイロットの腕もそう悪くはない。が、所詮人型。この砂漠で爆風には勝てん。
少佐のスカイグラスパーはまだ出られない。
I can't imagine how he's actually saying it. So I'm obviously
Yeah.
reading it more than I'm listening, but... Well, because, you know, it's capital B, lowercase u, capital C, lowercase u. It's like, how's that pronounced?
Probably full Q?
Well, see you! You have to... The capital letters, you say it loudly.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I'm guessing it might also it might be BUQ.
I mean, unless it's capitalized C to imply that it is a different sound than the actual Q noise.
That could very much be the case.
この短時間に運動プログラムを砂地に対応させた。あれが本当にナチュラルか。
No. We know that he's not. Was that a quick flashback to last night?
Yep.
レセプスに打電だ。敵艦を手法で攻撃させろ。よくもメラムを。
There's a theme song right out of SWAT Cats.
スカイグラスパー出るぞ。
南西より熱源接近。砲撃です。
ディショー緊急回避。
They are doing some damage.
I mean, no visible damage so far. We'd see the guy hit once.
Uh-huh.
どこからだ？南西20キロの地点と推定。本艦の攻撃装備では対応できません。
俺が行ってレーザーデジネーターを照射する。それを目標にミサイルを撃ち込め。
今から索敵しても間に合いません。
やらなきゃならんだろうが。それまで当たるなよ。
Don't get hit before that. Like I have any ability to maneuver. We're parked.
Yeah, like the maneuverability of.
Also remember, this is the new
forces
plane.
being on Earth. Okay. Dope.
報告にはなかった機体だな。
あ、第二波接近。
回避。総員衝撃に備えて。
直撃来ます。
And it's shown the seed.
Busting that nut. It's a joke, but I think it applies because the nut is also a seed.
100%. Hey, man's motivated because of this fight and last night.
Missile Command, hell of a game.
大丈夫。あの子が守るわ。私を守るから。
She is manipulating the shit out of him.
I mean, he might be superhuman. That doesn't mean superhuman emotions or, you know.
Yep.
アグニを使いすぎたかクソ。
確かにとんでもないやつのようだが、情報ではそろそろパワーダウンのはずだ。悪いが沈めさせてもらう。メイラムの仇だ。
You shouldn't have hurt his lamb. Or my lamb.
Just for clarification's sake, you do realize that's the guy who died earlier, right?
1,000,000%.
この状況で撃てばストライクの走行もダウンします。
Everyone making the same guttural noise. See, this is what I would call lower tech.
Oh, this is very, very clearly low tech. She effectively threw up a can on a string and was like, yo, catch.
I'd assume it's like hacking into the system or something.
Oh, 1%. But the visual of it was amazing.
They even move like Liger Zero.
Here we go.
The holes in the ground thing that we set
It
up
might have been
earlier.
one of those mines that they mentioned.
Or the ones filled with natural gas.
Yeah.
And just in time to run out of power.
Yeah. They really need to figure out a way to upgrade the power efficiency on that suit.
I mean, obviously I don't know enough about any of it to have any way in.
レセプスとはアンドリュー・バルトフェルドの母艦だわ。敵は砂漠の虎ということね。
I read your book.
The Desert Tiger.
You remember that character this time?
Yeah, that's the character pushed Kira into the escape pod.
You mean the other way around?
1,000,000%.
Well, what are your thoughts about this episode?
I enjoyed it. I think it showed how difficult Earth is going to be for them because they're not in the environment. And they're going to be dealing with a lot more specialized and tactical forces. And they're going to have to figure out how to actually adjust in combat.
I mean, I suppose there's also the element of local forces now, too. In space,
Yes.
we were it, and then we encountered Earth forces in space, but here you have already people fighting against one another.
Exactly.
Plus whatever endjamers turn out to be.
守れなかった少女、それは向けられた思いとともにキラの胸を苛み、彼の中の何かを変えた。砂の戦場をかける人々もまた、ただ自分たちの未来を守るために銃を取る。撃たねば撃たれるという現実
Oh,
は
and their
子供たち
cities.
どんな明日を見せることができるのか。次回機動戦士ガンダムシード、かがり再び新たなステージに飛べガンダム。
Yep. Next episode is the last episode I've seen. After that, everything's brand new. But I've got such strong feelings
snap.
about next episode that I've saved the notepad. With all
Next
my
episode just seems like a lot of violent and unhealthy interaction.
Obviously, I can't say. I'm just
Yeah.
stuck with the emotions that they elicited that I don't want to get into until they happen. But yeah. I mean, yeah, what was I saying before we got into the next time on? Or what did you say? There was something very specific that you said before we hit the next time on that I wanted to address, but then I paid attention to what the next time on was, and it brought back all those emotions, and then I forgot what you said that I wanted to address.
I don't know.
Okay. You know when somebody says I don't know in very slow text, that's when they really mean you to know that they don't know.
I'm trying to, because there was the comment about purposefully saying the wrong person put the wrong person in the escape pod.
No, that was just a joke.
That was just a
1,000,000%. That was just a joke.
100%. No, I don't. It's not coming to me.
Okay. Well, I mean, any further thoughts before you got cut off by the next time on?
Yeah, I'm happy that we're seeing a proper. I'm broken and I'm going to take advantage of people character.
Is that a proper one? What is a proper one?
Play is properly broken.
Oh, what's your example of an improper one?
Where it's like the back and forth of trying to be good and then like not feeling sad about manipulating and all that. Where Flay is just gone. Flay is just all the way gone at this point.
I mean, appearance is given. It looks like she's fucking a dude to make herself important.
100%, but she's also doing it to manipulating him and to caring about her to fight harder.
That's what I'm saying. To make herself important. She says he'll protect us because he'll protect me. She's making herself important.
She's like I said, she is mentally lost it, but she's using what weapons she knows she has.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say that she's mentally lost it when she's gone off on this whole plan thing.
You can have lost it and have a plan.
I don't think so. Wasn't that the Joker's whole motif? Do I look like someone with the plan?
No, because the Joker does. It depends on the iteration of the Joker that you have.
The counter to that is literally the Joker has plans. You don't set all that shit up without plans. Just because he said he didn't have a plan, the guy doesn't wind up with a surgically implanted explosive connected to a phone with no plan.
It's true. But it depends on the iteration of the Joker that you're looking at, because some of them don't have plans and just kind of go with it. And
I
then,
don't know.
then
Cesar
you get
Romero
ones
was
that-
big on plans.
Oh, it's true. There's been many versions of the Joker with plans, but the Joker is way too is someone who was way too naturally intelligent for his own good.
The implication I was bringing upon was the Dark Knight series Joker, who says the
1,000,000%.
quote that I just said, and then the joke being that obviously he had plans.
100. Yeah, no. I agree with you on that one. Nick.
Anything else you want to bring up?
No, that would be it. That would be it.
All right, I guess that's it for this episode. Once again, I have been Theta. This has been Justin. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?